Hey guys, welcome back to another Xcode 4.2 tutorial where we're building an app from the ground up. Pretty exciting. Anyways, we got done with the first view, just basics of, formatting, making it look good with the logo, image view, all that stuff. And now we're going to move on to the second view where we're actually going to hook in a website. We're going to have basically, as they click the second tab bar item, it's going to take them to a website that we specify. In this case, we're just going to go to mybringback.com. You could go to Google or your site, whatever you want in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to click the label on screen. We're going to delete it. We're going to click the text view. We're going to delete it as well. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over to the objects. And you'll see I've already got a web view object already highlighted. We're going to click and drag that onto the screen. I'm going to fill the whole screen. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'd recommend filling the screen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hook this web view up to the class that we have associated to this view controller. Now if you're unfamiliar with how to find out what class is hooked up to what view controller and so on and so forth, I'll show you now. And so what you're going to do, you got to zoom out because you got to select your view controller. The other way you could do it is select it this way, down by selecting the view controller object here, and that basically selects everything, and and now I'll show you where to find the class that's associated. So once you've got it selected, go up here to the identity tab, and once you click that, you'll see the class that is associated with this view controller here. So in this case, our second view controller is hooked up here. So that's what we're going to have to edit and put in the code to actually program this web view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick shortcut. You could go in and write in the second view controller, IB outlet, web view, whatever else, and then go in the .m and synchronize that. But what I'm going to do is show you a little shortcut. If you go up to the editor up to the top and you turn on the assistant editor, so as you can see, we've got two windows open now. We've got one with the storyboard, and we've got one with, it looks like, code of some sort. And we want to make sure that this right here is going to be the class that's associated with our second view. So if you go up to the top, or if you see right here, this is going to be our second view controller. We want to be in the .h file, which is the header. And this is where we're going to establish our objects, our outlets, and our actions. And then we're going to go to this .m file here, and we're going to tell the UIWebview or the web view what to do with the code that we want it to do. So once you're in the second view controller .h, we're going to go over to the left here, and you're going to select the UIWebview. And once you've selected that, you're going to hold Control, click and drag over into your second view controller .h, and then drop it onto the screen. Let go of your mouse there. Now as you can see, it prompts you with a connection of an outlet. And you have two options, an outlet or an outlet collection in this case. We're going to go with an outlet, and we're just going to name this web view. No particular naming methods here, just anything you'd like. Then you can see it defaults to the web view type, and then our storage is going to be weak, which is fine. You could go strong in some cases. But we'll get to that in a later tutorial series, is what to that storage means. And the last thing that you're going to do is click connect. Now as you can see, it has established our IB outlet. It's given it a property of weak, non-atomic, and in previous Xcode 4, without hooking it up that simple way there, you'd have to go into the implementation afterwards and you'd have to synthesize the property. And I'll show you what that means here. So now we've got a name. We've named our UIWebview outlet WebView. And now what we're going to do is go to the standalone editor, go over to the far left hand column, and we're going to go to the second view controller.m. Since we've already established our outlets, now we got to tell our outlet what we want it to do in the source file here is the implementation. So now if you're unfamiliar with some of this, we'll go over it in later tutorials, but these are just notes. This is importing our header file. This is going to be implementing our second view controller, and this is where what we just did is we established that property for our web view. Now we're synthesizing the property, and then the list goes on. So we'll get through it eventually, but we just got to get some of the basics down, and then we'll move on to that before you guys get overwhelmed and dropping out of this and not feeling like you can understand it, because it is easy once you get used to it. So what I want you guys to do is find the view did load. And once you find the view did load, we're going to go within the two brackets, this one here and this one here. And we are going to basically tell our UI web view that we want to point it to a certain URL and show it within that screen. So we're going to have 4 lines of code, and they're very simple. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a string, and the string is going to tell the future lines of code what web address we want it to go to. So simply type ns string, and then we're just going to put in website as our string name here. That could be anything that you guys want. And then we're gonna put in our website here. So we're going to start a string with an @ symbol and close it within quotes. So at the end of it, we'll close the quotes out. And in this case, we'll go to mybringback.com, close out the quotes there, followed by a semicolon. So that's going to be a string that we set up, and we're going to tell which website we want it to go to. Now the next line of code, we're basically going to tell our application that this string here is a URL, and that's what we want it to recognize. So we're going to go ns URL, and we're just going to call this URL. We're going to set it equal to ns URL with string, and we're going to point it to our website string. So we're basically formatting this string up here as a URL. And then we've established a new variable as URL. So now we're going to go to the next line, and we're going to request this URL. So ns URL request, and we'll just set this equal to request URL, and we're going to set this equal to ns URL request with URL, and then we're going to point it to our URL there, which is this variable up here. So as you can see, we step down. We establish our string, we put it within here, and we've established a new string that we're going to put it within the request. And then finally what we're going to do is we're going to tell our UI web view, which is called just UIWebview, to load the request, which we've named request URL. So all that work, well, it's not that difficult once you get it down, but all of these 4 lines of code just to tell our program or our application that web view has to load our website, our first line of code, the string website. So go ahead and click run. We're going to check it out on the web page there. Okay, so launch it, go to the second tab that we've established the web view within. Looks like it's loading, and there we go. We've got our web page that looks like you can go left to right with the scroll view, so on and so forth. And as you can see, our web page is not quite, I would say, mobile friendly at this point, but I do want to make mention to one of our friends that has a competition, and she needs your help to win some free ink, hopefully design some cool stuff for my bring back, and you guys maybe will do a giveaway of some shirts that maybe she'll give us. I don't know yet. But show some support, go to the website, click here to help /vote. You guys can make a difference, that's for sure. So anyways, that's our UI web view within our constraints of our tab bar application. And then we're going to go in through and add some more stuff within our web view in the next tutorial. So before you leave, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Let us know that you guys care about what we're doing so we can help you guys move forward as programmers and bringers. Alright, we'll catch you guys later.